Okay, I'm going to demonstrate the biblical terms tool. This is different than the biblical terms rendering, which we've seen as this window over here. But the biblical terms tool I open by going to the Tools menu and selecting biblical terms. And this comes up in an independent window that doesn't share space with other Paratext windows. It consists of two panes. The first pane here lists the terms, their category if you're using the major biblical terms list, the English gloss, and then the gloss from in your language if you've added one, or the rendering from your language. If you want to add a particular term to the project biblical terms list for your project, you click here on this yellow star to add it, the term. If you see a term with a yellow star and you want to remove it, you can just click the yellow star and it becomes a white star, and the term is removed from the project biblical terms. You can select a comparative text. Okay, well down here in the second pane, you see for the term you selected in the first pane, the biblical text of the verses where that term can be found. You can select a comparative text to add another text into the bottom pane. For instance, if I want to add the biblical languages, I can check Hebrew and Greek to add that. And now, besides the Pig Latin King James, I see the Greek for Matthew, terms in Matthew. Or I can, in the comparative texts, I can remove that and add an English version or any other resource or project I might want to compare with. For instance, choose the New Revised Standard. And now that's the text that appears here in the right-hand column. Now, one significant thing about the biblical terms tool being in a separate window is that if you ever leave Paratext to go do something else and then come back to Paratext, you'll see these two windows. You have the regular Paratext window you can choose to come back to, or the major biblical terms you can choose to come back to. And if you choose the regular Paratext window, you won't see the biblical terms unless you come back here and choose that one.